Not all bad. Economic growth will pick up a little, but deficits loom. By Christian Odendahl, European economics editor, The Economist. The gloomy story of Europe's economic struggles is easily told. A model based on American protection, Chinese demand, Russian energy, and rules-based globalization cannot thrive in a world where America looks inwards. China becomes a competitor, Russia a warmonger, and globalization is the stuff of history books. The continent is aging fast, and Europe's surging hard-right parties want to limit immigration. Europe certainly has a lot to worry about. But at least growth will pick up a bit in 2026. One tailwind is that the aftermath of the COVID pandemic is now playing out in Europe's favor. Wage growth has outpaced inflation since the final quarter of 2023, yet households have been reluctant to spend, setting aside about 3% more of their income than in the years before the pandemic. Consumers will slowly start to spend more as economic uncertainty subsides. The normalization of wage growth and inflation will also allow the European Central Bank to keep rates low or even cut them further if price increases come in below 2%. This will not only help businesses invest, especially in capital cost-heavy projects in renewable energy and grids, but will also boost the struggling construction sector. The other tailwind is, grimly, defense. The war in Ukraine and fears of American abandonment have brought home the message that the continent needs to rearm. After tweaking its fiscal rules, Germany will now allow unlimited deficit spending for defense, and the EU will make more aggressive use of Russian state assets frozen in European bank accounts to arm Ukraine. The EU's fiscal rules, meant to contain deficit spending, have been relaxed to give countries that can afford it more leeway to spend on weaponry. They will increasingly do so. The growing political rift with America is pushing European countries to buy more from European providers. This will boost local demand for defense kit and induce firms to invest. Factories that make car parts and trains are being retrofitted to produce military components instead, and more will follow. The growing popularity of defense startups among public funders, investors, and graduates will help further. Increased defense spending could add 500,000 jobs in the sector. The fiscal largesse is not evenly distributed. While the North spends freely, France remains the big fiscal worry. The country has an outsized deficit of about 5% of GDP that it is struggling to close. But while big deficits run the risk of a fiscal crisis, they do at least support growth. In the other big countries in the south, Italy and Spain, still unspent funds from the EU's COVID Recovery Fund will prop up spending in 2026 and prevent a faster slowdown in Italy, while high immigration continues to grease the wheels of the Spanish economy. The economic demeanor of the two global superpowers, America and China, will continue to trouble the European economy. But in 2026, it is no longer a shock. The crisis in German manufacturing will be in its 8th year. And the increasing threat from Chinese competition is now a constant feature to which Europe's economy is gradually adjusting.